Hi, it's Jessica here at Petfood Forum with Keynote speaker Dr. Marty Becker. Dr. Becker is a veterinarian, author, and regular contributor to Good Morning America. Earlier this morning, he talked to our audience and gave them some insights on the pet-human bond, his specialty. Dr. Becker, how has the human-pet bond changed over the past 30 years?
Well, I was born and raised in rural southern Idaho, and our dogs had a utilitarian role. And the cats too. The cats, they were mousers, right? And now they're moochers. They live inside the house, and we pamper them, and we treat them like servants, right? And these dogs, they had a utilitarian role. They retrieved ducks, they herded cattle, they guarded our stuff. But in my lifetime, I saw them move from outside to inside. And so, this bond, and what really changed was the close physical contact, the connection. So once we welcomed them into our hearts and homes en masse, we started having a different kind of relationship based on close physical contact and intimacy. And once we did that, we realized, dogs never disappoint. You never come home and find your dog's suitcases packed, Don't let anybody find out you want to be a veterinarian or you're a veterinarian. Because if you do, there's 4 things that happen. Number 1, God, I always wanted to be a veterinarian. Number 2, I hear it's harder to get into veterinary school than medical school. Number 3, they look at you like a James Harriet clone in their community. And by the way, everybody thinks they're a veterinarian graduated at near the top of the class. That's a good thing. I'm here to tell you half of us graduated in the bottom half of our class. Didn't we, Dr. Job? Yeah. Not that you did, but... and the other thing they do is they want to talk to you about their pets. And I tell you, if I'm on a plane and somebody finds out I'm a veterinarian, let alone a famous veterinarian, I just put everything away because all the work we're going to do is done. All you're going to end up doing is talking to them about their pets.
You were talking about pet food puzzles, like food puzzles that you lay out for your dogs and cats. Could you explain that a little bit? Like, what's the benefit for the pet?
I learned this a couple years ago from veterinary behaviorists, and it was so compelling that I went home and I threw our dog dishes away. I mean, here's how I'll explain it. I live on a ranch called Almost Heaven Ranch, and we have wolves and coyotes that live right at Almost Heaven Ranch. And you never see a waddling wolf or a corpulent coyote. You never see one with a big old deer gut going, oh my God, I've backed on a few, They're always hungry.
Yeah.
And so when they wake up, it's basically, let's roll, we got to eat. And so, they're going to spend 80% of their waking hours in pursuit of food, and it takes a graduate degree to be successful. You got to detect your prey, you got to pursue it, you got to make a split-second decision at the fork in the trail. So, you detect it, pursue it, apprehend it. Mm-hmm. I got to kill it. I got to compete for it.
Yeah.
And then finally, it gets my turn to consume. 6 steps.
Wow.
So what have we done with food bowls?
Eliminated all of
You
those
eliminate
steps.
everyone except the last one. Now it takes 30 seconds, what used to take 80% of their waking hours. So, and it's like my son playing Xbox 360 when they're trying to win this game and they're battling out and they're looking like this. So it's a good apprehension. Mm-hmm. But what they do is, depending on how they turn it, drop it, manipulate it, spin it, little bits of kibble and stuff come out of this. And so what you're doing is you're recreating those steps, and so it takes memory, it takes logic, it takes skill, and all these different things. And so it's just very good for mental activity. It's a boredom buster. I think it's the whole wave of the future is